one of the things that, if you're that part of the 20% of the class, okay, I highly recommend that you get into software-defined radios because it's definitely one of the ways of the future. I hope that helps. And by the way, if you want to send me an email message and ask those kinds of questions, absolutely.
Any opinion on the cloud space IoT platforms like?
Oh, sure, a lot of opinions. In fact, so yeah.
We are looking at
interesting that you asked that because I'm on the advisory board. I don't know if you know the company InterDigital. InterDigital is they have basically something crazy like 13,000 patents in the wireless industry, of which they wrote 90% of them. And they own like 14 or 15 or 17% and have license in the LTE world. And it's a cash flow machine. It's a really cool company. And they have spent a lot of money doing research and development inside of IoT. In fact, they were the first company to deploy a platform that was 1M compliant. Okay, so all these libraries and things like this and the platform, and they've done a lot of them. Well, they invited me and 3 other folks, one guy who's the head of IoT at Intel, and another. Anyway, it's a pretty interesting group of people to be on their board. And in fact, our board meeting is on Tuesday of next week in Pennsylvania at their development headquarters. So the question that they asked me is that would I have a discussion with the board is about 12 people, includes the president of the company and some engineers and folks like that, run a discussion around platforms. Okay, and the reason is because I built a lot of them. Okay, so I built one at SensorLogic. I built one at that they continue to it's changed hands many times from a technology standpoint, so I can't say that it has much left relative to me. Built one at Ublip. Built 3rd generation at Numerex, and built the 4th generation just recently at Quantum IoT over the last year. We spent, we had probably 10 people that have been working on this for quite some time. All of them like experts in the field of platforms. And what we've done so my opinion is that we basically have taken the model and turned it on its end again. And that is that normally these companies that have platforms that are trying to sell them to you in the IoT space is they're trying to do a managed service. Okay, so what they really want to do is they want to basically sell you an agent that goes on the device or the device itself, and they want to basically lease the device. They want to sell you the network connectivity, and they want to sell you an application platform which includes, sort of the ingestion layer, some sort of short-term, store, a data lake capability, and then either the application layer or web services interface into your enterprise systems. Have you heard this before? Can you tell I've done this for like 20 years? Okay, so the problem with that model is that worked really well in small and medium business and enterprises and proof of concepts inside of divisions where they were basically doing the black ops projects and stuff on Raspberry Pis and Arduinos. Okay. The problem with that model is that we're moving into industrial. And my customers over the last year, I've got Gilbarco Veeder-Root that has, they do all the gas pumps, right? We're doing some cool stuff for them. I got healthcare companies, big ones that have devices that, we're helping those folks. I have folks like Studio Movie Grill. If you go around here, we've done some really incredible stuff. I don't know if you know, but that place is unbelievable. It's basically a robot with 2,500 employees. I mean, I can tell you some automation we're doing in there that's just incredible. Places like Emerson and Ingersoll Rand and places like this. And so, can you think, and Danaher is, a big conglomerate with lots of different divisions that have lots of things they want to do. But nobody wants to go to a little piddly company, even a company the size of Numerex, $200 million public company, and purchase gizmos from them when, their balance sheet is stronger than mine. No, that's not true, okay? And so at the network layer, they have much bigger buying capability of Verizon and AT&T. They're not going to buy the network from these people. So all of a sudden, you're at that next layer. And here's the thing. One of the things that happened more quickly than I even anticipated, and that was that people's adoption of the cloud. I would have never bet that AWS and Azure and Bluemix and things like this were going to be adopted as quickly as they have. And so what's happened is that these folks who normally you'd be able to exploit the opportunity to be able to do an infrastructure play where you basically resell the AWS type infrastructure, no, they've already got a great, they're doing all kinds of S3 and all kinds of stuff, up in the cloud. And so what you have to do is basically provide in a situation where it's not a managed service. And so what we do is we provide a systems integration approach where we have one button deploy with Docker type stuff and the capability to stand up, development and staging and production servers and, turn them up, turn them down, turn up multiple, be able to do scaling, do scaled testing on those types of systems, okay, and hand them over. But in most cases, what happens is what? The same thing that happened in the internet world was when I wanted to hand over that network to those folks, those network engineers were going, I can't even spell IP, okay? Because they hadn't really developed any expertise in terms of their company yet. And so our play at Quantum IoT is basically we build it, on behalf of you. We use a lot of expertise that we already have. We have some monitoring capability as you grow, and we'll hand that off to you. Okay, and all those capabilities from a security monitoring standpoint, from a systems level monitoring standpoint, from scalability. That's the future. And and I've been pretty open about that for the last 2 or 3 years. One of the reasons why I left Numerex was because they didn't get it.
So we can host yours on Azure as well, right?
Yep,
Azure
absolutely.
AWS.
Well, actually, what's even cooler about it is like, the fact that we use OpenStack, okay, allows us to be able to, and the fact that a lot like Spark and Storm and Kafka and Hadoop and, all these things are basically, open source tools that Azure and AWS and Bluemix have all adopted, right? And so what we're doing, and I can't say we're 100% there yet, but we're getting damn close, and that is building Docker such that, and dynamic allocation such that it'll move. It's a mashup of microservices.
Are you providing any security layers?
Absolutely. Well, you know what? So I want to call security layer like 2-point font, okay? Because you folks have probably a better background from a security standpoint than we do at that layer. And so if there's an opportunity in this room to partner either on an individual basis or with your company, then please give me a shout and let's brainstorm it and things like that, because nobody has all the answers, I guarantee you, particularly on the security side. And this is going to be a partnership effort at different layers. And so the trick is to be able to put a consortium of folks together. And like the guy that was talking before me, great talk. I mean, you learned a lot. Sales guy admitted, this wide, this deep, but still, that's how you're going to make this stuff happen. Yeah.
A lot of us here, we want to get into IoT security. What would be the three top skills, the three things that you'd be looking for in your ideal candidate in getting into working at your level?
Yeah. So what I would do is I would take what I would call the sandwich approach. Okay. So we talked a little earlier about sort of the Arduino side. Okay, something that I've noticed as I go to conferences, I talk to people individually and things like that, is that it's sort of that, one of the things that makes me cringe, and probably everybody in this room more than anything, is somebody says, well, I was never really good at math. Doesn't that make you cringe when people say that?
Yes.
It's like, it makes you crazy, okay? I was never really good at math, okay? Well, saying that, I really don't know that much about hardware. That's the same thing. It makes people crazy in the IoT world, okay? Because every solution has some gizmo that's out there. And you don't have to design it, but just be at least familiar with it and not be like afraid to touch it, okay? Okay? And so that's one part of the sandwich, okay? So get over it, get over it, go get an Arduino, go do something, and, the second part of the sandwich is exploit your current capabilities, because you probably in this room, you already at the top of the layer know the application layer like crazy. You probably know, a lot of people in here probably know the network layer really, really well. You probably are familiar with SQL injection and some of the issues that can happen, at those kinds of layers. You know about DDoS, you know about DNS. You could probably brainstorm with somebody in the IoT world as an expert to be able to bring them up to speed on the fact that, well, why don't we do something with static IP addresses and keep them fixed behind a NAT, and then we don't have to worry about DNS.
Well, or have to deal with just the devices at the MAC layer.
Yeah,
something
right.
verified
Right.
devices that are going up.
And then you talk them through and you go, that's sort of a Band-Aid solution for today, and let's evolve you into IPv6, okay? And guess what? I'm an expert to be able to do that, okay? And so that's what I mean by the sandwich layer. Get over it, exploit your expertise.
But you still have problems with people they can't even do private addressing on IP. It boggles my mind.
Right.
When I see an organization that has every
Yeah.
device with
Sure.
a public address inside of their own.
Yeah, they can't spell octet.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Last one? Yes, ma'am.
Last question. On your slide, you mentioned that IPv6 had some issues. Do you, I may have missed it. Did you
Well, the biggest issue is how many people have fully adopted IPv6 in this room in their enterprise organizations?
I would say
Yeah, like one?
because basically everything was on the edge, was on the core routers at Sprint, Verizon, and all like that. Everybody else is using the translator to IPv4 within their organization.
That's the problem.
Oh, that's the problem.
Europe has been they've been doing IPv6. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
and you know what? Here's the other question. How many people have a legitimate plan to evolve towards IPv6 over the next, pick the date, 10 years, okay? And the answer is nobody. And I don't think we've done a good job of raising the level of awareness about what kind of a problem this is.
No, it's a serious problem because basically we never got a chance to even adopt IPv5 because when they were actually doing the research for it, they realized that people were stuck on 4 because so many devices were hard-coded with IP addresses. They didn't have an upgrade path.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? There's a lot of gizmo manufacturers out there that are still building IPv4 devices, and they need people to be able to talk them into a network, in network management, and because the scale, you guys are used to that scale. Okay, you're used to the data traffic. You're used to. So I would, I like my sandwich approach. I would exploit your expertise.
Another note on that, even the government isn't IPv6 very well yet.
No.
My father-in-law, he worked for Northrop Grumman, he retired just not too long ago, and he's maybe not the Internet of Things, but the network of things. He worked on the military airplanes and the helicopters and such like that with all of the different sensors and gadgets that's going on there. And that's all, like you said, hard-coded, can only handle IPv4, IP address. You're going to be the guest of honor. We got to draw 2 names.
One can be me? Just kidding. Okay. Here we go.
Champion emerges.
2 names. So I can pull.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of like,
2? I get to do
Phoenix,
2?
Yeah.
One at a time.
All right.
Chakra Palakalo. Chakra left? You have to be here to win, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Too bad, dude.
Is he the one just walked out?
Yep, too bad. So sad. Rameshwar. Yay!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
So is there a chip and more limit?
Yeah, that's right.
And trackman?
Yeah. It's actually my MasterCard.
Yeah. Don't put it too close to your computer.
That's right. And
He's my security. He only told me not to get my laptop.
I think it's Venkat Kadura? Nope.
Oh, he left too.
He left.
huh?
Too bad.
Wow.
See, there's a reason to stick around.
Yeah.
Here we go. Admit 1. Oh, sorry. Wrong side. Alejandro Jacobo. Nope. Nope. Okay.
You know, one of you guys could just stand up, and I'd never know the difference.
That's right. Okay, I can pronounce this one. Peter Walker. There we go.
There we
Now
go.
we're talking.
Big round of hand of applause for Jeff, please.
Slides, please.